everyone. Happy Friday. So today I am back with a sit down feeding video, which I have not done in a while. So I figured I would come and sit down and feed my baby girl. So I have Layla today, and I'm going to be doing a drink and wet feeding with her. I did do a drink and wet feeding with her, I think like within the past month, which is an improvement for me because I don't do very many on video drink and wet feeding. So that's what we're going to be doing. I just put some of this on the bottle nipple, which is the liquid KY. Let's see, can I get this in her mouth without it dripping everywhere? So if you're new to my channel, this is Layla, as I said, and she is a full body silicone baby girl with a drink and wet system. So that's what we're going to do. I decided to come on and do another drink and wet feeding with her because I wanted to. Number one, I do like that she has the drink and wet feature, as I've said, and I do like doing the feedings at times on camera. Usually once in a blue I'll do a drink and wet feeding off camera, but I do love that feature. I don't use it much as I thought I would, but every now and then, you know, if I want to feed my baby, I do enjoy if, you know, at least some of my silicone babies have the drink and wet system. So Layla is one of them that I have that can drink water when I want to give her a little bit of water. She is from the Dwayne edition by Claire Taylor Dolls. The girls are called Denia and the boys are Dwayne. She is a fully completed doll by Claire Taylor, all done from start to finish by Claire Taylor, meaning she was sculpted, molded, poured into silicone, all by Claire Taylor, and then painted and hair rooted, all done by Claire Taylor. So she's what you would call an edition, a completed edition doll by Claire Taylor. So none of this particular baby or sculpt was sold blank. All of them were all completed by Claire Taylor. That's what that means. And so with that all being said, that's more for new people. Just in case you're new to my channel and you haven't seen this baby before, or you're stopping into my nursery for the first time. That's just a little brief rundown on this little girl here. Also, she has what you would call all the bells and whistles, meaning she's poured all in one piece. She has a squishy tummy, which I'll show that in a minute. Like I said, the drink and wet system. She has a spine that you can feel in her back. It feels like a real baby spine in her back. What else? She has armatures, full armatures, but they no longer work. But she did have full armatures in her arms. I didn't get the armatures in her legs though. This baby at the time was a completed custom baby for me by Claire Taylor Dolls, which Claire Taylor stopped doing after this particular edition. And this baby I've had almost 3 years. In July, on July 6th, will be 3 years since she came home to me. So I can't believe it. It will be soon her 3rd birthday. And I just love her even more now than when she first got here. Like the love just grows for her. Basically, it grows. So now she drinks really well. If you open the bottle nipple, the hole enough for the water to come out, she pretty much has finished this bottle already. She drank it down so fast. And this is a different bottle than I used the last time. This one, the hole is open pretty good too, but not as wide as the other bottle I used last time. The other bottle, she like finished it before I even practically started the video. She was finished the bottle. This one is a little better for her. It comes out fast too, but not too fast. So she had about 4 ounces in here, 4.5 ounces, and pretty much she's done. So what I had gotten a question about was the drinking wet system. So that's another reason why I decided to do another drinking wet feeding video today as well. So this is what's left in there. You can see that, a little bit of water. This is her little Tommy Tippy bottle. So what the mommy had asked me, that messaged me privately, and I told her I might do a video on it as well, because I get the drinking wet, like, questions about the drinking wet babies a lot. So she wanted to know, like, different things about the drinking wet system babies. Can you give them milk and stuff like that? I get that question a lot. Can you give them milk? I don't know if that particular mommy asked that, but I know I just get that so much from people. Technically, this baby's artist, which is Clea Taylor, the sculptor, the creator, she recommends giving the babies distilled bottled drinking water only for drinking wet feedings. So that is all I give any of my drinking wet dolls. Besides Layla here, I have 2 other drinking wet babies, and they're boys, all done by Clea Taylor as well. Well, her sculpts, one is also a completed doll by her. The other one was sold as a kit and painted by someone else, but nevertheless a Clea Taylor doll as well. I only give any of them distilled bottled water. I don't give them any type of formulas or real milk or fake milk that I made. I've heard some artists or people tell me that the artist they get their baby from tells them like what you can mix to make fake formula. I don't do any of that. Clea Taylor doesn't recommend any of that for her dolls, just to keep them from getting any type of odor or mold, or they are drinking wet tubing inside, clogged up or whatever. She just recommends distilled bottled drinking water. You can warm it a little bit if you want. That's about as far as I go. Sometimes I'll warm the water a little. Other than that, I just don't give them anything else. Now, some artists I've heard, they'll say that you can like mix up some type of formula, like with, what is it, fabric softener and stuff like that. I've heard of that, and then they tell you you can even give them real formula, and you just, after you feed them, you rinse their system back out with vinegar and water. You mix a vinegar and water solution in the bottle and feed them, and then you give them plain water. So it's like a whole cleansing thing. You have to feed them after you give them the formula or the fabric softener and water or whatever mix. I just don't take any chances with all of that. But I mean, if you want to, and if your artist says it's okay to do that and you feel comfortable doing it, it's really up, up to the mommy. I'm not saying not to do it. It's all up to you. It's up to what your artist says, right? So Clea Taylor says not to, so I just don't give this baby anything, or any of my drinking wet babies, other than water. So this is the back of her. As you can see, that diaper is definitely ready to get changed, but this is the back of her. You can kind of see her little spine in there. You can see her little wobbly head as she is all poured in one piece. And she has amazing silicone. Love her silicone. And this is her little squishy tummy, if you can see me kind of pushing on it. I'm trying to think if I want to change her in the crib or just change her on my lap. If I change her in the crib, you guys can see her better. And then I'll just have to piece the video together though, because we're going to move to the crib. I think that's what I'm going to do. But this is my little pumpkin, Layla. I just love this baby. I mean, she's as close to a real baby as you could get, the realism in this baby. I have 5 real children. So I've had the experience of being a real mommy as well 5 times. And then with nieces and nephews and all of that. And with that experience of having my real babies and taking care of them, this baby, I must say, is as close as I could get to like a real baby feel. Which a lot of my dolls fit that description. But I don't know. For some reason, this baby right here really like just takes me back to that time when my real babies was babies. I don't know what it is about her, but she really just reminds me of that time when my real babies were newborn. So we're going to try to move to the crib. So we'll be right back. Okay, so we are in the crib now. Well, she's in the crib. So if I don't be able to piece these 2 videos together, they will be shown in 2 parts, feeding part and then changing part, because I never know with my Wi-Fi how fast it's going to be moving. And then also with my video editor, it tends to act up as well at times. So I'm going to see if I can get this video joined, the 2 videos joined and edited together as one, and get it uploaded hopefully at some point today where it won't be so late. Okay, so normally it is not recommended to use a comb for your silicone baby hair because their hair is not sealed in, let me say that. But I know my dolls, and I know which ones their hair is rooted deep enough and it doesn't pull out, and I know which ones I can't do that with. For the most part, all of my babies' hair is, all of my silicone babies, I have 6 right now at the moment, their hair doesn't really come out, thank God. Thankfully, it doesn't, especially Layla's hair. It like, she hasn't lost any of her hair, like I said, and she's 3 years old pretty much at this point. So her hair, I feel comfortable to comb it with a comb, not hard, but a little bit if I want to pick it, like comb it up where it's fluffy. So she can get her hair combed. She can get it brushed. I don't have any worries. But some silicone babies, you cannot do that. You will have, your baby just won't have any hair after a while because that hair will just pull right out. So she's wearing newborn Huggies, which is kind of my favorite diaper. Pampers and Huggies, as I've said, with drinking wet feedings, they just absorb the water really, really well. So you don't have to worry about your whole lap being wet after you feed the baby, or their clothes being wet. These diapers, you know, they're pretty absorbent. They're good for real babies and these doll babies, because I used to use these with my real babies as well, and you can just see how saturated that is, but nothing at all leaked. So with the drinking wet system, I'll continue now that I'm over here, just for mommies who are interested in getting a drinking wet baby, or you have one already, or you just bringing it home. Congratulations to those who are just getting their babies, like a friend last week. I've had, like, I think 2 or 3 friends get like their first silicone babies or first drinking wet silicone babies in the past couple of weeks, which is really nice. Congratulations to them. It's so exciting when you finally get your baby home, and especially if you've been waiting a while. Like with Layla, I waited 9 months for her to come home. That was the most difficult, longest time. I mean, oh my God. It felt like I had like a real pregnancy. If you were watching my channel at that time, it was my old channel. Erica Jones is my old channel. If you want to go back and look for those videos with Layla, I think there's even a playlist on that channel with a lot of videos with this baby. Um, but I was like, it was like when she finally came, like I had given birth, y'all. Which I did a birth video and everything. But that's how real it began to feel as the months was going and going. And I was buying so much stuff for her. Oh my gosh, it was crazy how much stuff this baby has and had and still has. Like some of it she hasn't still worn yet. And I've been buying for her pretty much ever since. So it's so like just fun and exciting when you're waiting for them and you finally get them. It's like agony while you're waiting, but when you finally get them home, it's just so amazing and exciting. And it really feels like you brought home a real new baby. At least that's how I felt. So congratulations to those of you who have gotten new babies in the past couple of weeks. Or you're expecting your baby. Congratulations. So I'm going to be putting her in this terracotta little romper with the tie, little strings, the shoulder ties, snaps here in the crotch, and it has like the it reminds me like of, we used to call them halter tops, where it's kind of gathered at the top with the little ties. And it is, I think the color they call it is terracotta. And I don't know what size this is. It says 70. I ordered it from one of those companies. It's 100% cotton, and it's that gauze material they call it, which I be calling it muslin material because it reminds me of the muslin blankets, but it's called gauze material. And then it came with this tie. Okay, so me and these ties don't get along. This one was not tied. I did this bow, and I have to say it came out pretty good because I do not know how to tie bows, but I got it. It took me a little while, but I got it tied. But I prefer when the bows are already tied into a bow or something, or as a headband bow with a band on it, because I don't like tying those bows. And I've bought a few outfits lately where you have to tie the bow yourself, but I did get it tied. So anyway, this is my little Layla. Show you her back up close now that she is done eating and she's closer to the camera. So that spine, you can actually feel that spine. It looks like a real spine, and it also feels like a real spine. And this baby is just super, super duper flexible. I love her. Like when I put her on her tummy, she just looks so, so adorable on her tummy. This is like one of my favorite babies to kind of put on their tummy. She just looks so cute. She's just like, she's so curled up, which this baby was sculpted with the curled up legs. And you know, when newborns lay down on their tummy, they tend to cross their little feet like that. At least my babies did. I love how that looks. And she just looks so real. So anyway, getting back to the drinking wet feeding. So you want to definitely speak with your artist of your baby and ask what is okay for them to have. Like I said, my artist recommends the distilled bottled water. And if they say they can have other than that, you definitely want to be rinsing them out with something afterwards. You can ask the artist that as well. But I've heard a lot of mommies say they use the vinegar and water mixture solution. Then they also give them a bottle of plain water afterwards. I had spoke to Claire Taylor, and she said that with the distilled bottled water, really you shouldn't have any mold issues or odors And I haven't in 3 years. And Layla has definitely had her share of drinking wet feedings at this point. I haven't had any problems with mold, any odor, nothing. She's doing really well. But Clea Taylor said you can every now and then give them some distilled bottled drinking water and just pour in a little bit of alcohol, regular rubbing alcohol. I've tried the 50% strength, 70% strength alcohol mixed in with her water. I don't give her plain alcohol. I always mix it in with the water. And I only do that once every now and then, every few months. I don't even do that often. But of course, it depends on how regular you're feeding your baby. Then you might want to, give them that a little more. And what will happen if the baby does have any mold in the tubing inside or inside of them, it will come out. Once that alcohol and water get in there, and you can even warm the water just a little bit, it will definitely bring out anything that's inside of there. You'll see it come out in their diaper. And so far, I've never had any problem with Layla when I've given her the alcohol and water. Nothing has ever came out, no mold or anything. So that is something you could do. Alcohol and water. And this is the water that I buy from Walmart, distilled bottled water. Very inexpensive. And that jug lasts me like forever, like a long time. It lasts. So that's what I use. Pretty much after I do a drinking wet feeding, I sit the baby up in their bouncy seat for a while. Today, Layla will be sitting in the bouncy seat, or if you have a swing, something where they can sit up, or sit them up on your bed and prop a pillow or two under them where they can sit up. That will just kind of help any excess water that might be sitting in their tubing to drain out. Because some babies wet immediately, everything comes out, and then some of them don't. The water could be sitting in there like they have some type of reservoir inside. So not all of the water comes out immediately. So just to be on the safe side, I usually sit my babies up after I give them water. And I'm going to leave her feet out for now, I think, because I don't have any sandals that would really match this color. It's like she need a brown sandal to go with this, or like that tan color, which I don't have. And that's the best I could get this little bow, but she looked cute with that big bow sitting on top of her head. And also this is what I was showing, the KY jelly. You could use the jelly in the tube, or this one is just the liquid. It kind of just pours out, so you got to be careful because you only need a little bit of it. And it pours out really easy. And it doesn't mess up their mouth as much as the jelly one. The liquid one really is thinner, and you don't need a lot of it. And I noticed that the baby's mouths don't get as messy. That is how she look with this passy. I kind of like her without the passy, but I'll let you guys see how she look with it. And what else? So the water, alcohol rinses for cleaning. Speak to your artist. Like I said, if you want to give them anything other than water, check it out with your artist. Sit them up afterwards for a little while. Let the water drain out completely after drinking wet feedings. And change their diaper right after they drink and they're wet. Change that diaper. Get the wet diaper off of them. And then an airplane is passing by. I usually change Layla, say, like, after I sit her up after the video, she'll be sitting up. If I'm up here in the nursery, I'll put her in the swing or the bouncy seat, or in my room in the bouncy seat, and I'll let her sit up like that for at least an hour, and then I change her diaper again after the hour. So if any other water came out, I'll change her again. And then I also check it again before I go to bed later. Before I put her in the bed, I'll check her diaper again to make sure she's dry. And that is pretty much it with drinking wet babies. So now I have to just see, can I get all of this uploaded together, both videos. But there she is in her little outfit, my girl. That's how she looks without her pacifier, with her cute little lips. So thanks for watching, guys. We will see you in the next video. Oh, and I didn't say, please subscribe. Like the video, give us a thumbs up, and please share the video. And we'll see you again soon. Stay safe and be well.